Okay, reactions continue to trail information that over 300 policemen, some of them very senior officers, are set to retire within the period of the general elections. While some analysts have called for the delay of their exits to allow them join in policing the elections, the Police Service Commission has directed all senior police officers due for retirement to exit the service in line with relevant laws regulating their entry and exit from service. By implication, the Commission is asking the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, to proceed on retirement by March 1st, when his retirement is due.
Cooperation, synergy, collaboration, and friendliness among the security forces, the internal security space.
Well, joining us now is the representative of the media at the Police Service Commission, Austin Braimoh, and at our overflow studio, or offsite studio, is lawyer Maxwell Opara. Thank you both, gentlemen, for staying with us. I would like to begin with you, Mr. Braimoh. It seems like a lot of controversy forth and back. Is IGP Usman Alkali Baba to stay or to go? What does the Police Service Commission say?
Thank you. The Service Commission has no say regarding the tenure of the IGP. The IGP is an appointed officer by the President, but the law still regulates his appointment because the Act directed the President to appoint an IGP from the rank of serving police officers, which means he's still within the law of the land. The IGP cannot be appointed outside the services of the Nigerian police. And so long as he's within the services of Nigerian police, the President can appoint him. So, but it's outside the purview of the Police Service Commission. The Police Service Commission regulates, appoints, promotes and disciplines every officer from the junior ranks up to DIG. So, but the IGP is under the President because he's an appointee of the President. So that's so we really don't have any say regarding what the IGP when he exits, except the law, the Constitution provides for his exit.
And now, okay, but your commission has given notice of retirement, you know, to DIGs, some AIGs, and some commissioner of police, based on, you know, your powers and the act establishing your commission, right? And secondly, you were a bit, silent, even though you've said that the IG falls within, you know, the purview of the President. Is the President that appoints the Inspector General of Police. Don't you see a conflict between the Police Act 2020 or thereabouts and the Police Service Commission Act?
There is no conflict. It is a matter of interpretation. Like I said, there are conditions for appointment of an Inspector General of Police. So the Act provides, like I said, that the President shall, they did not say may, shall appoint an IGP from amongst the serving police officers of the rank of CP up. And what people are trying to interpret, I'm not a lawyer, the lawyers are telling you that if you are appointed from that rank, and the service rules provide that you can only be in service for a period of 35 years or 60 years of age. Once you get to that level, you can no longer be in service. So if you can no longer be in service, are you still appointable? So that is left for lawyers to interpret. That's why people are saying, no, he can no longer be extended, or that's a political issue. It doesn't follow that the purview of the commission. The Police Service Commission can speak on the tenure of DIGs downward. Okay.
Mr. Opara, I mean, you are the lawyer here, and you've listened to Mr. Braimoh. This same Police Act of 2020, Mr. Braimoh has quoted a section of it. I think that's Section 8 of the Police Act 2020. But when you go to Section 7, subsection 6, It says the person appointed to the office of the IGP shall hold the office for 4 years. As we know, Usman Alkali Baba was appointed in 2021. Would you say that this act is in conflict of itself? And in such a situation, what should be done?
There is no conflict there whatsoever. And I want to correct our brother from Police Service Commission. You have a responsibility. Your responsibility is to notify somebody that's supposed to retire that he should go for retirement. As you are giving the DIG's notice to retire, you should as well notify the IG that from March 1st, you are no longer a police officer. You have ceased to be a police officer. That one is that. Then you are talking about appointment. Now, you can't read section 7 in isolation with section 18. Section 18 said, once you are 35 years of service or 60 years of age, you cease to be a police officer. Once you cease to be a police officer, you cannot benefit section 215 of the Constitution. What the Constitution, which is the grand norm, even the Police Act do take instruction from the Constitution. The Constitution said, for you to have the capacity to be appointed as a Inspector General of Police, you must be a police officer, not a police retiree. From 1st day of March 2023, Usman Baba Akali will cease to be a police officer. For the fact that you have ceased to be a police officer, you are incapacitated of holding that office as an Inspector General of Police. What do I mean? The Act said, the same Act said, once you are appointed as a police officer, you will be in that office for 35 years till you retire or 60 years of age. It is the general rule. There is an exception. The exception is that, one of the exceptions is that when you are incapacitated as a result of ill health, as a result of dismissal, probably you committed misconduct and they dismiss you, as a result of anything that incapacitated you from being a police officer, you will cease to be a police officer. What do I mean? If you are, as a result of ill health, you cannot function as a police officer, you are not incapacitated. Now, Usman Babali Akali has been incapacitated by the reason of section 18 of the Police Act, which says that once you are 35 years, you are no longer a police officer. Once you are 60 years, you are no longer a police officer. Now, what is the intention of the draftman? The intention of the draftman is looking at those who are police officers. That's those who are qualified to be appointed as Inspector General of Police, not a police retiree. So now that you have been appointed and you are now incapacitated, the law has incapacitated you, you should cease to stop to be acted. Telling us that you have appointment for 4 years. Are you not telling us that your appointment letter has set aside the law? Appointment letter given to you by the president has nullified the law? I have not seen this kind of thing. It is a very straightforward issue. And mind you, when this particular issue came up, that was when Ibrahim Adamu was Inspector General of Police. That was when I filed this matter in court. And Usman Babali Akali was hailing, saying that yes, now you have benefited from that particular suit. You want to destroy the system. The laws are there. We are talking about law. He is no longer a police officer from 1st of March. So he cannot be a Inspector General of Police from 1st of March because he has ceased to be a police officer. And that office is not meant for retiree. Okay, now, is he going to be collecting salary as a pensioner or as a substantive police officer? Because once you are retired, they're expected to take your name to the police pension board. You will be collecting your salary as a pensioner. Now, are you going to collect it as a pensioner or as what? And this particular police institution said you must appoint from members, not from members of the NUJ, not from members of the NBA, not from members of the Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers, from members of the Nigerian Police Force. Now the question there is that, as from 1st of March, Usman Babali Akali, are you still a police officer? The answer is no. And you cannot benefit, you must go. The laws are there, except you want us to destroy the law. The laws are meant to be obeyed.
Well, Maxwell, I think you've stated it succinctly, but some people will still see a very massive conflict, one between the two laws, the Constitution, which superintend any other act and the rest. And the Police Act, which even stipulates 4 years, even though you've said 35 years or 60 years in age. But let me come to you, Austin Braimoh, as a member of the Police Service Commission in charge of media. Tell us, is the commission at, hamstrung with the laws as, establishing the Police Act and the Constitution? Is the Police Service Commission going to make recommendations to the President for the appointment of a new IG based on the notice it has given to DIGs, AIGs, and CPs?
Thank you, Christian. I think the gentleman over there did not understand the role I'm playing here. Or perhaps he believes I'm here to argue with him over the appointment of an IGP. I'm not here to discuss the appointment of IGP, because the IGP, like I said, is an appointee of Mr. President. Once the President appoints one among 7 police officers, he ceases to be under the control of the Commission. We really have nothing to do with the IGP except communication and relationship, which we both have superintending the Nigerian Police Force. So our business is to ensure the welfare and the smooth running of the Nigerian Police Force in terms of control, discipline, promotion, and in fact, transfers for DIG down until the IGP, if IGP is removed and is not retiring, it will return back to us. We cannot control him. We can't speak on his tenure. So his appointment from the day he was appointed, he ceases to be under us. So what we were concerned about is that we said every officer, including the IGP, every officer, if he's still serving in the Nigerian Police Force, that is up to 60 years of age, or has put in 35 years of age, should be prepared to retire. Question of their retirement will affect the election, it will threaten security, is what the Commission sat down and said, no, it is not going to be so, because we have perfect succession plan within the force. The hierarchy of the police force is so well neat that you can never have a vacuum. And that even if you have 200, 500 policemen retiring today, they have perfect succession plan. There are people to step in their shoes, and the election is not going to be threatened. And for God's sake, who said 300 policemen will retire? There's certainly nothing like that. It is just a gimmick to heighten tension. Certainly some officers will retire. The only reason why maybe a sizable number may go if IG is going is when the president decides to appoint a very junior officer. And then if a junior officer, maybe a CP, is coming in, all the AIG and DIGs will go. Do we have up to 300 AIGs and DIGs? No. So where did the figure come from? So if this IG is retiring and the president appoints maybe is one of the serving DIGs as an acting IGP, pending when the incoming president will appoint his IG. In fact, we were not going to have up to 10 retirements, except those who are statutorily up to the age. So we can't be having up to 20, 40 senior officers leaving. It was just a gimmick to heighten tension, to just create unnecessary panic. And I want to say this on behalf of the Commission, that the Police Service Commission is of the view, and it's made a policy that every officer that is due for retirement should please just go without creating any tension. We welcome your retirement and process your retirement benefits as you are leaving.
Except for the IGP.
IGP can leave when the president agrees he should leave.
Okay, Mr. Okpara, let me bring you back in. Is it not true that the IGP serves at the behest of Mr. President, who has the power to fire and hire? If that is so, what is the implication of Alkali Usman Baba remaining as the IGP of police beyond March 1st?
Even in your own private company, the law give you the power to hire and fire, but you must act it in line with the labor laws. The laws are there. The law gave the president the power to hire and fire, but you cannot go and look for one lunatic that is sleeping under the bridge and appoint him to be the IG. And when they ask you, say that I have the power to hire and fire. No, you must do it in accordance with the law. What did the law say? You must be we must have the capacity in every aspect. Capacity, health capacity. Okay, just imagine a situation whereby they say that once you are admitted in the university, you have 4 years or 5 years, as the case may be, for you to finish your program. And along the line, during your 3rd year or 4th year, it was discovered that the process that even brought you in the university is faulty. You should go. That is it. You should go. Or along the line, you get yourself involved in a crime that is against the rules and regulations of the university. You should go. What are we saying? This particular IG now is incapacitated as a result of the law. What did the law say? Once you are 35 years, once you are 60 years, by 1st of March, you are no longer a police officer. Now, are you telling us that somebody who is not a police officer will be Inspector General of Police simply because the law said that you should be appointed? If you are appointed, yes, as at the time of their appointment, you are qualified. But along the line, you become disqualified. You become incapacitated as a result of the law.
We'll have to
the
leave
law
it
said
there.
that you should go.
Mr. Okpara.
Excuse me, finally.
Because you're repeating yourself.
Finally, Section 11. Section 11 made it very clear that once the IG, the president was incapacitated to appoint an IG, that the most senior DIG should be acting in that capacity. Why are you keeping all these laws in abeyance because of President Buhari and Usman Akali? We can't allow them to destroy the system. Please, let everybody join hands so that they do the right thing.
Okay, thanks so very much, Maxwell Okpara, a lawyer, and Austin Braimoh, who is a member of the Police Service Commission in charge of the media. Thanks very much, gentlemen, for coming to shed light on the developing story.
It's my pleasure.